You are just relaxing this Saturday morning, and we have another special program coming up just now with someone who is not new here, but very, very powerful therapist. She's helping a lot of people, and people appreciate. We appreciate therapist coming in. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, again, you are powerful outfit. You call it what?
Medical scrub.
Medical crowd. That's wonderful. Hope today our viewers are going to be blessed as usual. They are ever blessed. Now, this morning we have a powerful program on bullying. What is bullying?
Bullying is abusing or mistreating someone or picking on someone. So this is done by using force or even just making fun of someone. Those people who are vulnerable. When we say bullying, many people they do it because maybe of someone's appearance. Yes, there are people who bully someone like Mangali Kiramut. Kina ngubete simopina, mena ngubu moja nda, ngubete zipan mena ngubu ili watu kiasi.
Or somebody has something problem with his eyes. You know, they were born at the school.
Yes, even those people who are disabled. So because of that, some people tend to bully them. Then some people also bully
But that's very unfortunate.
exactly. Yeah. Some people bully because of their race or religion. Yes, even nationality.
Before we go to nationality, you know, about this unfortunate, when we talk about, in sports, this thing happening, where black person, black human, playing soccer, and then score your opponent, and those, counteract this bullying, because of its color scheme. You go ahead.
Exactly. So that you might cause that. And then also sometimes with religion, like there are different religions, the Muslims, the Christians. So if someone is a Christian, like what sin person experienced that. I remember the time I was in school. Yes, like many people who are like Jehovah's Witnesses, they used to get bullied a lot because they say, Muhammad said, yeah, read no book, maybe that yeah, read such kind of yes, for president anthem. So they used to get bullied. So like we never used to feel comfortable in class because of that. Then even someone's nationality, like example, we got different people from different countries. People say, oh, when they don't have that freedom to air out their views. Yes, so it happens in several ways. Then again, what people need to know is that, let me say, a bully. Yes, maybe someone is asking themselves, but who is a bully? Yeah.
Before you talk about that, when you talk about, nationalities, I used to be affected a lot, especially when I'm in South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah, with my curly hair and my looks like, in the streets of Johannesburg, the police or Cape Town, out of hundreds of people, they would just call me and say, hello, hello. They would greet me, and then they would say, your passport. And I would show them, I said, no, you're not from Zambia, you're from Nigeria or Ghana. And so such things can actually affect someone. You were explaining.
Yes, yeah. So in case maybe there is someone out there who is wondering, but who is a bully? Yeah. So a bully is, I'll put it in Nyanja. Yes.
And in English as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Umuntu aliyenza mne avutisa mzake wasa bintu boipa. If let's say mkapa mzake aliguiko libempamvu, then yakamba bintu boipa hadi ujamuntu. That's a bully. Yes. So any person who treats someone else, who is vulnerable or weak in a cruel manner, that's bullying.
And do we have the types of bullying?
Yes, we have the types of bullying. So there is physical bullying. This is
physical
where
bullying,
physical bullying. Yeah, this is where someone who tends to hurt someone else. It could be by hitting them, punching them, slapping someone. Yes, and you find that this bullying really happens in these communities. Maybe munchab daziendelea ikamload vija, and then from nowhere muntu aza kushomba cheka mwala. So that's it. You answer back, then they start beating you. Even in schools, maybe someone will just put a sandpaper, like those who put papers behind your back, maybe they'll put a moifu. So you just find maybe the whole class laughing at you. And then once that hurts you, some people maybe would want to slap that person who did that, then the whole group now will be against you. Yes, that's physical bullying. Then there's also psychological bullying. Many people, they don't know about this one.
Okay, psychological bullying.
Psychological bullying. So this one is not done directly, but it's done indirectly. You just use psychology on someone, like those people who gossip about others.
Yeah.
Yes, gossipers. Pamlomo, like in these communities,
very bad.
Group, bakamba pali vantwenango.
They have nothing else to do
talk about.
Or talk about. Their work is rather to talk about others.
Exactly.
And this is very rampant.
Yes, and even in schools, you find that maybe they'll be in groups, they'll start gossiping about other people. Then the same bullying, it also happens, psychological bullying. Where
wait. Before you go there, talk about that gossip thing. It's very rampant. A lot of people complain, and a lot of people, I think, are experiencing that type of bullying because people, it's a very challenging issue because people don't mind their business.
Exactly.
They don't mind their business. They would rather just talk about you, and I don't know what they get from that.
They actually don't benefit anything, but like with bullies, they will do that. For them, they think that they are gaining control. They have more power than others when they do that. Yes, so they can gossip in several ways, maybe like how someone is looking. They can even create something, to gossip about something which is not true.
Right.
So that when those people get the information which is being given, they'll start hating this person because of the same thing. Yeah. Then there is also another type of bullying called verbal bullying. Yeah. So this is where people now will use teasing. They will start taunting someone, using sarcastic words on someone. They don't care, the things that they say to someone else. Yes. And then there's also cyberbullying.
Yes. Talk about that.
Yeah. So with this one, internet, social media is being used. Yeah. So when you go on social media,
if somebody doesn't like you, they will just scandalize you, talk bad about you, bring issues that are non-existent. Or you did that, or she did that. Yeah.
So with social media, there are these memers. They will try to come up with memes. So these memes, they are very sarcastic, very bad, to people. Just that when one reads them, someone's mental health gets affected. Then with cyberbullying, there is use of messages, pictures, including videos, which are not okay. So the aim is just, let's say someone is posting that, so that that targeted person, once they see it, it should hurt them inside.
Yeah. Yes. And how best can somebody who is a victim handle that? I'm interested into hearing that.
All right. Yeah. So if you are being bullied by someone, being bullied by someone is something which is very hurtful. It hurts very much. Yes. But what you need to do is that you don't need to get physical. You don't need to return,
evil for evil.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So what you need to do is that when they do that to you, you just need to avoid such kind of people. And again, when it comes to bullying,
how do you avoid them? They are these are memers on social media. They are posting all kind of nonsense, and so how do you ignore that? I'm sure it's...
So what people need to know is that when it comes to social media, you have control over it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be controlling you. So with some people, there are groups where you can find memers, even some friends. If you notice that this person is bullying you, there's need to unfriending or blocking someone. If you're in a group where there's a lot of bullying or there's a lot of sarcastic words, you just need to unfollow that group. Even just blocking the group, you just leaving that group. If it's a page, you need to leave it. Then again, when it comes to this bullying, people, they're in types. There are those ones who are aggressive, very violent. Them, it's all about beating, punching you. Then there are those ones who are quiet. Someone looks quiet, you can't even know that this is a bully. Though they are pretenders, so to say. They'll just be quiet. They'll even show you the kind of love, but they'll just tell someone something about you. Even just telling the class, that one did something bad. And then, once the class knows, they'll be on you. Then that person will even be there to comforting you. No, these people, they're doing bad. Not knowing that, no, I mean, then there are also friends who are fake. So these friends, they can be there for you, but the pescas be like what really happens in schools. They can be your friends, but from nowhere you are going home. Let's say maybe you are used going home, the five of you, then you just to make you feel bad, And the same bullying, it has the consequences. It has a number of consequences or the effects because people get affected. What people need to know is that this bullying, it is a public health concern. It has escalated extremely.
Because some people have they even commit suicide.
Yes, it's covering our space, Zambia RFA space, and it's something which needs to be addressed because people, they don't know the consequences of this. No wonder maybe they keep on doing it. Yeah, for some people, they do it because of maybe like the environment where they grew up from. If maybe their father was a bully, yeah, something like that.
Right.
Yes. So one of the consequences is someone getting afraid. You start getting afraid going to school. You start getting afraid walking. If your mother sends you to the market, say, "Mommy, I can't go. They will bully me." Parod. You fail going to the university. Even at workplaces, you fail to go. Then you find that maybe kapenda wanza pita kanjira kaka shortcuts kwenda ku school. You even use a long route just because you find those people who bully you parod. Then for some people, they have some anxiety disorders. You're afraid, what if maybe I go to school? What if they bully me today? So it is very bad. Then with some people, they'll have depression, these mental health illnesses. Even marriages, they're affected because of the same bullying because it doesn't just happen in the youth. It happened even in big people, home setups. It happens. You find that maybe a father or a mother is a bully. The message is that this husband says on the wife. They get affected. Marriages, they've ended because of the same bullying. Yes. Then even at school.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So even at school, you find that some pupils, they'll even abscond classes, just going back home. They'll miss classes. Academically, they're affected because of being bullied. Some people, they've even stopped going to school. They've dropped out of college, university because of the same. Some, they've even lost work. No, let me just stop working because I'm being bullied. And then this same thing, it is very bad because if it continues, it makes someone to start self-harming themselves, even committing suicide.
Wow. How big is the bullying problem in society today?
Yeah, bullying is very big because it is a public concern. It's
concern.
not all about a person doing it, or it's not all about the person receiving those funny messages, even just someone witnessing. But it's something which is affecting our nation because once someone's mental health has been affected, meaning that the whole nation is affected, then this same bullying, it makes the whole nation affected. In us, you find that if many people, their mental health is affected, even their productivity is affected. If someone was supposed to work effectively, they'll start missing work, meaning that even the productivity of a nation, it will decrease. So this is something very serious.
Very, very serious. And what are the consequences of bullying? I hear there are a number of consequences. Some of them you have already highlighted. But would you give us in a broader spectrum of some of the consequences of bullying that are happening in society today?
Yeah. So, like you've seen of late, I'll take it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You find that someone will post, guys, I'm not okay, I'm depressed, this is happening to me, or guys, I need help. And then these bullies, they'll get that, they'll start making memes out of that. Yes. Then once they did that, if me as an individual, I see those messages, I'll get affected. As a result, to some people who don't know how to control their emotions, I'll just say, no, let me just kill myself.
So it's the best thing to get out of social media if you're affected by that.
Exactly. So people need to be getting social media break. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. You need to be doing that.
You take a social media break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said,
You can't be on social media for perpetuity. You can take a break and get away from some of these bullies and
exactly.
and stuff.
Yes. So on social media, everything is there. Things to do with God, it's there. Things about your health, even these memes, they're always there. So it's about you personally knowing what you want and knowing what's good for your mental health, knowing what is good for your physical health. So if you know to say such kind of messages, they are bad for my health, there is need to coming out of those groups.
Take a social media break.
Blocking someone from Facebook, including taking a break from such kind.
Wonderful. Now, what can somebody do if they are being bullied? What can they do?
Yeah. So if someone is being bullied, they need to talk to someone else. It
Like
could
a
be
therapist,
mother.
like you,
Exactly.
a mother. But I don't think we have a lot of therapists in our nation and beyond. But we have counselors and parents who are experienced. So somebody's being bullied. If they have an opportunity to see a therapist like yourself, or what can they basically do?
Right, yeah. So for those who wants to get in touch with me, they need to call me on 0964 94 15 90, 0964 94 15 90, or they can follow me on my Facebook page, which is Heart and Soul Transformational Therapy Center. Heart and Soul Transformational Therapy Center. Yes. Then the other thing that they need to do is that they need also to tell their teachers about it, their lecturers, their bosses, to say, no, there's this person who bullies me. There are those ones again who bully, like they like touching each other. It becomes both bullying and also sexual assault.
Okay.
So they need to tell their boss, no, this person is bullying me or sexually harassing me. They need to open up. And there are some children, you find that they'll go at school, they're being bullied. They don't like opening up to their parents. They'll just keep it inside. Then their parents will be wondering, but why is it that my child is refusing going to school? Go to school. A child will start crying. No, mommy, I don't feel like going to school. Reason being, they are being bullied, yes. So as parents, you need to have a talk with your children, no matter how big your child is. And bullying takes place, everywhere.
Everywhere,
yes.
yeah.
So as parents, you need to have a talk with your child. What usually happens at school? How do your friends treat you? So that they get the information. And then if your child tells you that he or she is being bullied at school, you need to take this matter seriously, because once you don't take it seriously, this is what happens. If someone is being bullied at a young age, they'll grow up with the same thing. When they grow old, they might start using the same thing, to their friends. Exactly. So parents, they need to pay attention to this. Even us as counselors, when you come to us as psychotherapists, we'll be able to attend to you, we'll help you so that you can cope with the bullying that you've been receiving. Even as we can make proper arrangement to see that person who is bullying you, so that we can even get into their parents. We sit their parents down, even as we have a talk, so that they can get the best help that they need.
Yeah. I'm told that bullying is also happening in boarding schools. You know, I remember an incident that happened at the school, Chengelo Secondary School in Mukushi. This is an international school, multiracial school, and then there was bullying taking place there. You know, one boy was bullying another. You know, they were actually physically bullying that child. You know, fellow pupil, beating him for quite a long time. It was all over, you know, social media and television and radio. And so you know, coming from such a background and talking from that perspective, what's the best way, in your own opinion, can be done to reduce the rampant increase of bullying in schools amongst children? Because it's also very common, and it basically affects, you know, the performance of these children in schools, and in the end there are other consequences from your experience.
Yeah. So for what you've said, you know, even children. I remember it should be last month. I've got a cousin. She's somewhere 3-4 years. So the mother cooked in shima. That no one eat from school. They packed shima and chicken. So she went. Then the friends, they came with rice, chips, and everything. So when she removed shima, then the friends started laughing at her. She packed everything. She came back home 16 hours. I'm feeling hungry. What is it? No, they were laughing at me. Atanya Mulansi school.
But what's
your parents don't love you.
What's wrong with Nshima? Nshima, we were born with Nshima, and it's our staple food. We should be proud of Nshima. If I go to America, I should carry some Nshima if I want. You know, some milimi and put my Nshima over there.
Bullying can start as early as, you know, like of her age, 2-3 years, meaning that, you know, there's really a problem which needs to be addressed. So when preventing that, since we've seen that bullying starts as early as someone is young, then it starts escalating, you know, so we need to engage teachers into this. They need to introduce programs which talks about bullying prevention. So these programs, you know, they'll be there to help students know the ways in which people use to bully others, even how they can be handling these people who bully other people. Yes. And then in schools again, like maybe let's say primary, if some people, let's say they reach somewhere, maybe grade 3, going up, even in these universities, they need to come up with school after programs. Yes. So these school after programs, they'll be there so that once they knock off, you know, they go for this program so that they learn more about bullying.
So you have a huge task on your shoulders.
Exactly.
There are a number of schools. I believe some school managers are watching. If you're a school manager in Lusaka, Kitwe, Solwezi, Senanga, wherever you may be, Kapirimposhi, Mukushi, in Nakonde, and you are watching and you need the services of Madam Communist Mwengwe as a therapist, and to talk about bullying, to address that issue of bullying, please do make contacts with us at Revelation TV on Delight Morning Show, and before the end of the program we'll be able to give you details, email address, Facebook page, or phone numbers, and in which you can make contact so that she could come in with her team and actually address those issues. It's very cardinal, it's very, very important that these issues are addressed amongst school-going children.
Yes.
So you were talking.
Yes, and the other thing that as our center we want to do is that since we are partnering up with different organizations, including the health sector, including the Ministry of Education, yes. So we want to, you know, to have a talk with them so that we can see how best we can help schools, you know, teachers, when it comes to introducing these programs in schools. Because once we involve the Ministry of Education, it means that the whole nation, you know, it will be catered.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we'll definitely do.
And if someone is a bully at school, at home, at place of work, what word of advice do you have for them?
All right. So if you're a bully, you know, you will love bullying others. Like I said, some people...
So bullies actually know that they are bullies. Is that what you're saying? They know.
Yes.
It's not that they don't know.
They know.
So these bullies are listening.
Yes.
Sorry, bullies, you are just a bully, but we're here for you to help you with Madam
Exactly.
Communist.
Yeah.
We're not
And,
bullying
you know,
you, by the
like
way. My
many
laughter
bullies-
is not bullying.
Yes.
I'm just, mesmerized and at how that someone will know that he's a bully or she's a bully. And yesterday I had to sort out a very, very serious challenge, which I didn't know was happening. I can't mention names. I was driving and then I received a phone call, so I parked by the roadside. It was an international call, and then we were talking. And suddenly people knocked at my window, two women. Both looked elderly, mature. And guess what? One was well dressed, you could tell. One was just ordinary dress. And then it came to my mind that one was a house helper. And she was grabbing her boss. When you pass something and what, and then the person didn't even refuse the money. He said, let me go and draw the money and pay you your salary. It was hectic, but I had to come in by the grace of God and helped resolve that issue, and that's how she left. I drove them to their place, and that's how she left. But the bullies are everywhere. So bullies is not just like you're the owner of the house, you're in control of your house, you have your maid, what they call maid or house helper. Even a maid can be a bully.
Exactly.
I was so mesmerized and actually flabbergasted by what had just transpired. So somebody is watching and they know they are a bully. You have a word for them.
Exactly. Yeah, so with bullies, they are good people. It could be sometimes what leads to them being bullies, environmental factors. Maybe they grew up in an environment where the father is aggressive, the father has been bullying them, teasing them, making fun of them. It could be the mother or any of the family members of the community. So as someone grows up without, they'll get that to say this is a normal way of doing things. Then they'll be doing it to people out there, including in these schools. Yes, so if you're a bully out there, my message to you is that, you need to start assessing yourself, weighing yourself, You need to ask the people around you. I'm sure by bullying others, you've heard people complaining about your behavior. So what you need to do is that you need to talk to someone. You can talk to your parents, even a trusted friend. You can see us therapists, you can see psychologists who will be there for you, guiding you in which you can receive the best help, so that you need to change the behavior that you are having. Because with bullies, what they don't know is that they think that they are hurting themselves, not knowing that they are also at risk of these mental health illnesses because their mental health is disturbed. Once you don't care about someone else's, like how someone will feel, you don't have empathy for someone else, meaning that even your mental health is not healthy. Yes. So bullies, in short, they've got mental health disorder, so to say. And it's something, yes, they have a mental health disorder. And if they
but
continue,
they don't know. They don't know.
Exactly. They think that's a normal way of doing it. And if they continue doing the same thing, you know what will happen? Some bullies, they do self-harm. They harm themselves. They're tired now, hurting their friends. Some, they even kill themselves, yes. So you need to open up to someone. You need to receive help. And then what you need to know is that, you need to feel, you put yourself into someone's shoes. Imagine if it were me. Like, how would I have felt? This is very bad. Look at how your friend is feeling. Wakamba mfamsewa nyamzako class. And with the same bullies, it happens. School setup. Surnames. We've got different surnames. Yes. Some people, they think some people have got funny surnames. I remember since at school where I was, somewhere grade 1 up to grade 7, we had a guy, like the name was Chiwaya. Me this Chiwaya Chijak. And yeah, at that point, and I also used to laugh the time I was young. Yes, I could laugh, and that was very bad. You find that maybe if I put the register, just waiting. I put the tab business, and then you start beating the desk, you start laughing,
Very
such
funny.
kind, yes.
Yeah, so taking up an introspection of ourselves, Could it be somehow true that almost every adult has been a bully in one way or another? Just asking. Is it possible that one can be a bully unknowingly?
Yes.
It is?
Yes, it is. Depending, like our environment where you're coming from, it's packed with different people. So sometimes, because of lack of awareness, someone can't really know, but this usually happens to them.
So, as we wind up, we have about 3-4 minutes. How can we prevent this bullying challenge or problem?
All right. Yeah, so people out there need to know that bullying is very much preventable. We can prevent it. So what you need to do is that, you need to open up to someone, you need to seek help. Then in schools, there's need to open
You
it
who
up.
is being bullied, you need to open up.
Yes.
What
Even
if you are
someone,
shy or scared?
they can open up to someone whom they trust, but if they can't trust anyone, they need to see us.
Okay, the therapy.
People who are specialized in
Okay.
such kind of things,
Okay.
so that we can see how best we can help them. And then again, if you are bullying someone, you need to start weighing yourself. You need to undergo some behavioral change. You talk to someone, they tell you how bad your behavior is, and then you see how best to be able to change that behavior, even by seeing a therapist. And then the other thing that you need to do is that you need to be, as people, we need to be a brother's keeper, a sister's keeper, even other people's keeper. There are sometimes you know that your friend is being bullied, you even contribute. No, that's not how we are supposed to be. As children of God, we need to be there for each other. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can call me on 0964
0964
94
94
yes 15 90
90. Say that again, the number.
0964 94
Mhm.
15 90, or they can reach me on my Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Yes, which is Heart and Soul Transformational Therapy
Heart and
Center.
Soul Transformation
Therapy Center.
Therapy Center, okay.
Yes.
And any emails?
CovenanceMwengwe@gmail.com.
So we're still talking, yeah. Let's. I want to look at the issue of bullying in the traditional cousinship. Maybe a few seconds to go. The names from Chipata, Airtel, Mbewe. Is that bullying? On a lighter note.
For some people, they're like, depending on where they're coming from, such kind of names, they're being given such names. And then to us, when we hear such kind of names, then we start laughing. Now, we're not Chipata, such kind of names. And the same kind of names, they're not just from Chipata, even from these other tribes.
Okay.
Tongas, Lenges, we have such. Yes, but people would say, no, how can someone be SIM card banda, And when when the child is named SIM card, yes, I remember there was a guy named Musaope.
So maybe the parents also should look into the aspect of the names to give to it. Madam Covenance Mwengwe, therapist Covenance Mwengwe, it's always a pleasure talking to you. We've run out of time. To all our viewers, we treasure you here at Revelation TV, especially on this great program, Delight Morning Show. We'll see you again. God bless you. Keep watching Revelation TV. Bye-bye for now.